Welcome back to 3D Crumbs. Have you ever wondered, guys, how big production studios like Pixar Animation, Walt Disney, DreamWorks, how do these guys create those characters in their movies which look so extra alive in spite of being cartoons? Like, I was watching this movie called The Incredibles the other day and it took me aback. I wanted to figure out the secret spice which Disney puts into their characters in order to make them so real.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Guys, these big production houses spend millions and millions of dollars behind so many designers working day and night. But you out here, you're just alone, one person modeling, rendering, and then texturing, and then when the results come in for your render, it looks something like this. Well, that's sad. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how to texture paint like a pro. So I've just created this step-by-step video for you guys to follow in order to texture paint like Disney. So let's dive in. This video, we're gonna paint on a Morty, which is a character from Rick and Morty. You guys can check it out. It's on Netflix. So I have two tabs open, the UV editor and the shader editor. Just select all the faces in your shader editor and click on Smart UV Unwrap, and the island margin set it to 0.01. And there we go. Press Smart UV Unwrap and you just unwrap your first character. And then what you do is just drag a tab like I did here from your bottom half of your screen and just select the shader editor, okay? And when you get into the shader editor, press Shift A. As you can see, I'm doing it right here. Press Shift A in the shader editor and select Image Texture from Texture, okay? When you select Image Texture, just connect the texture color to the base color in the shader editor, just like I did right now. Select New Texture and create it like a 4K texture. So the width will be 4000, the height will be 4000 as well. And just name it to Skin Base because it's going to be the base where you're going to paint, and set the color to something like the human skin. So this is basically the base color where you're going to start painting on the model. Just overlap this base color on the model and start painting on it. So once you've done this, you've actually set up your base color in order to start painting, texture painting on your model. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go to this texture painting tab. Texture painting tab, you can see your model is just quite ready to get painted right now. So as you can see, I'm just trying out and it works. So like, let's just try to select a brush and try to create some texture with a brush which makes the character look like it's got some blemishes in the skin. And we're just gonna add a new texture like I'm showing you guys in the right here. Just add a new texture and then select the texture to something like clouds, which I selected here, and just do the settings as I'm doing it here, like reduce the brightness in order to make the texture out here in the window. You can see, make it a bit darker, reduce the size, adjust the size according to your fancy, guys, and just test it out on your model, see what works for you guys, and then you can just change the values. And I've set the values over here, you guys can copy it as well from me, and let's just dive in. So I'm just texture painting with red in around the eyes, and I'm just trying to make him have some red boundaries to his eyes, which makes him look like he has got some red blemishes in his face. And I've set the texture in clouds and I've set the size to 0.11 and it looks quite good. Like, what you also got to do is you got to select the color which you want to paint on the character, and you want to put layers of colors on the character, like set the blend mode. As you can see on the right here beneath brush settings, set the blend mode to overlay, and then sometimes reduce the strength and put the base color on the base texture on the character, and then increase the strength and then put another layer. So as you put layers on your character, layers of paint, it gives the character have more depth, the texture have more depth. And you can just sort out another texture here, as I've used the Voronoi crackle. As you can see on right, I've selected the Voronoi crackle texture and then I'm trying to put a different variation on my previously applied cloud texture. I'm just using the Voronoi crackle and I'm just painting on the guy again, as you can see, just providing it with variations, and it makes your character look, have that extravagant details in its face. I'm gonna just click on various parts of his face and I'm gonna just give him different some parts of his face are gonna get those dark shades, some parts of his face are gonna get those light shades, just to provide that differentiation between different colors in his face. And obviously one more thing which you guys gotta follow here is that a human face has 3 different layers of color. The forehead obviously has a yellowish tint to it, and the mid face has a reddish tint to it, and the bottom half of your face has a bluish tint to it. So just use these colors like yellow for the top of the head and reduce the strength and put slight shades of yellow, and then choose a shade of red and reduce the strength, and you can put slight shades of red on the cheeks and the nose, and then at the bottom you can just choose a very light and minimal blue and put slight shades of blue on the bottom of your face. These color variations give that extra realistic touch to your face. As you can see, I'm painting the lip now. I'm not gonna paint it very dark. I'm just gonna give it a very light shade of pink, and I've also added some yellow spots on the cheeks as well. As you can see, I'm just trying out various different combinations, guys, but you can just copy all these settings which I have on the texture painting tab on the right, on the brush tab. You can just copy all these and you can just use them, and you can just paint on your own character and make them look way more alive than the basic skin color which you put on the model. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take a very dark color and I'm going to reduce the size of my brush, and I'm going to put dots on the face. Those small dots you have on your cheek or your face, like sometimes you have these tiny imperfections like birthmarks and various other spots on your face which provide that beautiful realism to your character, and it's like the most effortless way of creating realism in your character. Just put those dots on your face, like just you can also layer those dots like I'm doing here. Just put a light one and then a dark one on top of it. That looks so smooth. And then I've got this acne kind of thing which I modeled on the character, so I'm just gonna put a very dark red kind of shade on the base of the acne, and then put a little bit of yellow on top of it, just to put a little bit of realism into this paint. So this is essentially it. Like, guys, this is how you guys can just follow along this video and follow along the kind of brushes I use, the kind of powers I use, the kind of strength I use on the brushes, and I paint on my character. And this will help you guys in order to develop way more believable, more realistic textures. And so I'm just gonna leave it here, leave it to you guys to just watch and maybe follow along. Also like and subscribe, guys. Like, comment and subscribe if you find this video helpful. Also, you can just give me feedbacks on what I could have done better, so that I can improve on my video making skills as well. So yeah, that's there. And if you have found something useful from this video, just do mention it in the comments, guys. Like and subscribe, it really helps. So what I'm doing here is I'm also painting on the eyes. As you can see, I've painted on the eyes before. Now I'm doing it again just to provide that extra depth on the eyes. So it's the same procedure. I selected those eyes, I smart UV unwrapped them, and then I added a texture, image texture, and then I came into texture painting and I'm painting on the eyes. As you can see, I just wanted to put some green dots on the eyes. In Rick and Morty, they have this really greenish kind of theme beyond their characters. Like they have this alien, out of this world vibe to their cartoons. So like the color green helps, and I'm just putting some shades as well in the eyes, just some darker shades at the corners, just to bring out the center part of the eyes. So it's all about like understanding the shape, guys. The more uh, you know the more in the shadow the shape is, the more darker colors you can use on the shape, like I've used on the ridges. Render this scene out in cycles and you have something beautiful like this. Look at this, guys, it interacts so well with the light. Look at that skin, look at the realism in the skin. This is what you need for your characters, guys. This is what gives your characters more life and make them look so alive, just like Disney Pixar does, just like DreamWorks Studios does. And it's just a 10-minute tutorial you guys can follow and do this by yourself. So I hope you like this video, guys. Like and subscribe, and I'll bring you fresh content, new content, and better content hopefully. See you guys in the next one.